Good day, fellow observers. Today we are going to do a Dunkin test, and it's going to be a 10-minute drive, 4.1 miles. Let me activate FSD. Okay, so let's see how FSD will move. Okay, good. So it's moving here. And okay, so there's no blind spot here because there are no cars. But the other Dunkin test, there was a blind spot. I had to disengage.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Gardeners Avenue.
So we need to navigate out of this parking area, and let's see if it gets lost with a concrete island. So before, in the previous version 12.5.1.1, it was able to navigate out of it, but it came from this left side. So
now
let's
turn
see.
right onto Gardeners Avenue.
Let's see if it gets lost here. Okay. Right, I don't think it'll get lost. Okay, so that's good. Now it has to wait. Okay, good. Okay, good decision here that it's going to make a left. Okay, we have a green light now. And also, last time we had an issue with the GPS accuracy, but I went to the service center 2 days ago and
now
they replaced
turn left onto Hempstead Turnpike.
And they replaced the memory cards which contain the maps, they said, because the memory card was corrupted and they weren't able to restore the files. So they had to install a new set of cards. And so we are going here to use the highway. So this is now a street and highway drive. Before it wasn't. We just needed to go straight to Jerusalem Road. So now we're continuing straight. We have a red light ahead. Okay, so we are making a lane change here. We have enough room, although there was an SUV right behind us. Okay, so good lane change again. Okay, so that was interesting. It made a lane change right away at the same time that there was a yellow light and triggering the collision warning. So that is a different look of how FSD does things. And what do you guys think of that? Okay, now we have a green light and we are in position to make a right to North Bellmore Rd.
In 500 feet, turn right onto North Bellmore Rd.
Okay, so we are making a lane change towards the right turn bay. Good.
Now turn right onto North Bellmore Rd.
Okay, good right turn here. Now let's see how it
Now
makes
stay straight to take the Wantagh Pkwy North ramp.
how it makes a left here. Okay, I think we have enough room. Good. Okay, now we're making a lane change. Okay, we have enough room. Good. And I think the pickup truck gave us some space actually. So shout out to that pickup truck. So now we postponed lane change by FSD. That was a good call because that car that just passed was fast. And I was about to disengage too if it did try to fully commit. So we're gonna be here for the next 1.6 miles and then we exit. That being said, I might have to adjust the speed here because this is the passing lane and sometimes there are fast cars that wants to pass through, and I think FSD sometimes needs to know that even though you are beyond a bit with a speed limit.
In 1 mile, take exit W2E on the right onto Old Country Road.
That it should just maintain whatever that speed is on the right lane, because it still sometimes is not enough for cars that are passing by. So we're supposed to make a lane change right about now. Okay, now we're making a lane change. Okay, it abandoned it. So I'm pressing the accelerator now so that it will fully commit. So I'm not sure why it abandoned that lane change
Now
when
take exit W2E on the right.
it was partially committed. Okay, so we are going to make a right turn here on stop, and I have to be very observant here as well, of course, every time, but here specifically because there was a time that it saw a car and I felt that FSD would merge right away, and I thought that it wouldn't make it, but actually FSD just made a creep and not
In
really
1,000 feet,
advanced.
turn left. Then your destination will be on the right.
So we're gonna be making a left turn here, but the other version in 12.5.1.1. So this is an awkward left turn bay here because it didn't really
Now
go
turn
through.
left.
Go spot on to the left turn bay. And in the previous version, 12.5.1.1, I had an issue with the GPS accuracy. And so what happened was it made a left turn here, right before this Dunkin Donuts, and it thought that it could have an access somewhere when it left turned earlier. So that's something that happened to me because it had a GPS issue. So we are just waiting here. I don't think we'll make it because of this. Okay, so it just went because it's partially
Now your
committed.
destination is on the right.
And I just want to observe if it stops at the parking spot. Okay, no. Guess not. Alright, so it's gonna stop here. So I'm just gonna stop. I think I'll just drive out because it's gonna take some time. So I'm just gonna give my takeaways here. It was able to find the exit out of a parking lot, and it didn't get stuck on the concrete island, and also it was able to position itself to a left turn bay to turn left to Hempstead Turnpike, and also it was able to make a lane change from the leftmost lane to the rightmost lane to position itself to make a right turn to Bellmore. But the thing is, before it hit Bellmore, there was a yellow light that FSD was able to just kind of, I mean, while it was making a lane change to the middle lane, and the yellow light happened, and then FSD made a lane change suddenly to the right lane, which was vacant. But the thing is, it triggered the collision warning because it was very close to the car right in front, because the car that was in front actually slowed down as well and completely stopped. But FSD was able to make it right behind it and then transfer to the rightmost lane. And then it went to Bellmore Road. It was able to make a left turn towards Wantagh. But during Wantagh Parkway Drive, it's still slow on the passing lane, and I had to manually increase the speed. And so I had to do an intervention. Did I do it? Now I can't remember. I'm not sure now. I might have, but then once it was trying to exit, because it was from the passing lane, it had to go to the right lane. It made a lane change, and it postponed when it was partially committed, and so that was awkward because it had a lot of room to do it. And so I had to press the accelerator so that it would have enough speed to make that lane change, because it tried to make a lane change again.
Now make a U-turn at Blueberry Lane.
And so it was able to do it, and then on stop to right turn to Old Country Road, I had to be very extra careful, because sometimes I felt before that FSD was about to advance, but I think it's just gonna creep, but it's hard to tell anyway, so I had to be careful with that as well. And then on the left turn to destination, it kind of got in between the left turn bay and the leftmost lane that is a non-turn bay, but it was able to position itself eventually to the left turn bay. Now the thing is, it took some time, and it was a yellow light before it got some space and was able to execute the left turn. And then, yeah. So it didn't stop though at a parking spot inside the small parking area of Dunkin. I just disengaged, and then I just went out of here just to drive. So those are all my takeaways for the Dunkin test. And if you find this video helpful or of value, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.